everywhere. You have to sit down and
welcome. My name is Obendako. Welcome. Today I want to share with you the system that we have in Ghana, in Africa, how it is designed to control us, to make us produce the kind of results that we are getting. A lot of people, if you talk to a lot of people, they don't seem to understand the kind of system that we operate with, the kind of things that we inherited, especially all over the world, the countries that have been colonized or were colonized. There's a way they look at life, because the culture that they have now is predicated on the culture that the colonizers, and it took years, some of them 300 years, some of them 400 years, and the institutions that we have now, these institutions which cannot be separated from the ones that the colonizers brought. So it's virtually a continuation of what they brought, and virtually everything that they brought, if you look well, was to serve them and to deny us of our humanity. You go to anywhere, you say that you can't use your name. You go anywhere, you say that we have to lead you. The way you serve your God is wrong. All kind of things. And the same people who brought this, the same people who look like them, traded, indentured people, destroyed people. And so, if you look at the structures, the way, the framework of our people, the way our people look at the world and look at themselves, if you pay attention, you see that there is some bit of challenge, and it's significant. And so long as the culture is not deliberately or constructively attacked and refined, so long as the system is not refined to produce a kind of people who are aware of what happened to them and where they want to go, then we will continue to have a people who look at themselves wrongly. So we have been brought up not to trust ourselves, let's face it. You don't trust yourself that much. We will trust the foreigner. We will trust somebody who looks like the colonizer than to trust ourselves. We would want to look down upon ourselves, than to look down upon the one who came to, leave all these structures here. We have, a lot of our government officials. If you go anywhere and you went with your friend who is a European or Chinese, and they will look up to the foreigner, especially the white skin, the lighter skin person, and they would associate prestige, expertise, technology, connection, everything good with the foreigner, and they'll probably think that he is the investor. This is something, it's a program, it's part of the culture that we have developed, and we have to look at them and look at them well. So our system works to favor anything that looks like that, and if you pay attention, you see that our system says those who are up, and it tries to forget those who are down. We need to attack that. We need to look at it and say that let's treat people fairly. But the people, they didn't treat anybody fairly. Therefore, they left a structure and they left a training system that will continue to do this, to perpetuate the same error. And the other thing that we see, that they try to disable our ability to think for ourselves. They try to do that. And so the education structure that we have, if you don't pay attention well, you see that they try to disable that. And so that's why we hail the ability to regurgitate, to recite, to memorize, than the ability to solve problems. To think originally on your feet, to solve problems. A lot of the people we call first class people are people who just were able to, remember what they were told. That's this kind of school system that we inherited, and even other training systems that they put in place, like the religious system, is the same. So a lot of our people, the only reference point that we have is for instance, the Christian, is the Bible. We don't think that there is any other book outside the Bible. And even the Islamic people is the same. Every powerful book that they would want to quote and say that this is the final authority would have to be a religious book. I have friends who are highly educated scientists, but they will never quote any scientific book. They will quote, if on our subgroups, if you say people send anything, they will send morning devotion, they will send scriptures. They will not send articles, research, the things that have been done to improve. No, they always will be sending scriptures, because for us, the most important thing must be religion. It's not solving problems and taking care of and then we are judged by the things that we don't solve. On the other hand, you are hailing religion and afterlife, and then you judge us why we are not doing well here, because you have shifted our attention to look at the afterlife. I'm not saying that is not important, but you cannot say that why are we not doing well here when you are not feeding us with the tools, with the information that will make us do well here. You feed us with information that will make us look after what we have to, where we have to live after life, and it's everywhere. And so I wonder why sometimes we judge ourselves that way. So the superstition is very high. We are highly driven by superstition. People don't link their actions to, the decisions that they made. A lot of people will think that it really does not matter the actions. Some supernatural power somewhere is responsible for the outcome of their lives or the outcome of their decisions. The driver is going around 150 kilometers per hour. When he gets an accident, he will die. But he's not linking that to, because somebody, before the bus took off, somebody, told them that God will take you to your destination, without telling you that drive well, make sure, because those decisions are responsible for your results. Nobody, no, they will not tell you that. They will say that everything. But on this life, those who do well are people who are making right decisions and right choices with the right information, and taking being responsible, taking responsibility for the things that happen to them. Your life will only change because you decide to change things. Our community, our country will develop because you understand how the world operates. Those who are enemies, those who are friends, we understand that, but no. So, and if you look at the system well, it's not supposed to make our people rich. It's supposed to make the foreigners, the colonizers, rich. So if you look at all the raw materials on the continent, the companies that are extracting these raw materials, who are they? Are they the Africans? Look at Ghana, look at the gold, look at the oil, look at the diamond, look at the timber. Which companies lead this? Which companies are mining this wealth that we have? What kind of contracts do we sign? The way we see ourselves. So if you want to help the African, you must help the African to see himself or herself rightly as God sees him or her, as a full human being who has capacity. And that somebody else, if you hear any young man say that the white man is very intelligent, the Chinese is very intelligent, but the African is not intelligent, you see that mind has been enslaved, has been caged. If you see a politician who says that, I just came to do what I can do, he doesn't see the pain of the people. If you don't feel the pain of your people, you are not a leader. And if you don't do anything about it and you just look for your comfort, you should not be there. You're just like the people who took advantage of them, So don't be afraid of foreigners, and don't think that your people are not intelligent. I attribute intelligence and wealth and prosperity to your people first, because no people have been that much disturbed more than the Africans. And so they don't have trust for themselves, and they don't have trust from anybody. So you as an African, you have to know that these are the things that we are dealing with. Anytime I'm discussing something with my friends, you see that they are way, they don't understand the things. They just keep on blaming us. Say that we just are very corrupt people, we are wicked people, we are dishonest people, we are lazy people, we don't think of what people, But something happened. There is a culture that has been built out of what happened, and that culture is producing this. And all people, don't tell me that we are corrupt and everybody else is not corrupt. How do you know? So corrupt is a true word? No. There are a lot of systems that have been corrupt and continue to be corrupt, and we have no idea. And we just blame individuals. There are a lot of systems, global systems, that are highly corrupt. And they work only in the interest of the colonizers and their descendants. And they put the Africans and everybody else who does not look like them out. We are the only people who don't understand how the world runs on color and on race. There has been some progress, maybe, I don't know, but wherever you see money, wherever you see power, look for the colonizer. He'll be right in the middle, and he does not want anybody else to have that kind of power and that kind of wealth. So the moment you understand these things, you will be able to see all the opportunities in your home country. You will start to believe in yourself, because until you believe in yourself, until you believe in your people, until you have confidence that you have what it takes to build your life where you are, You don't have to hang your life until you get visa to travel to another country. No, there are so many opportunities here that you can take advantage of. The problem is the way you've been conditioned to think and the way you've been conditioned to look at only the negatives here. List about 10 things that you think are positives about your country, about yourself, and start from there. Take advantage of them and build something, because there's no other place that you can be that much worthy than on the continent as an African. This one I can tell you, especially those of us who are from Africa. This one I can tell you. If you look at the statistics, you will see that those who run the millions and the billions, Africans, they are so likely to be here. The ones who are looking for car and house and KFC and McDonald's, no. That is comfort, and that is even debt economy. Reading on debt. So they extend debt to you to buy a house, to buy a car, and you have to work all your life as a bond servant, as a slave, to compensate that, and you're never free. If I were living in any of those countries, I would live as if I didn't have access to debt, at least for personal. I would not have to buy a new car. I would focus on how do I build millions? How do I become a millionaire? And so if I want to buy a car, I'll buy the one that somebody has used. If I want to buy a house, I'll buy a small house, and work to build wealth than work to build some status that I have to work all my life to pay off. That's how you take advantage of that, because the debt system that they have in those countries were built for the businesses, for the people who create jobs, not for people who live off the debt. You understand? So if they give you money to buy a house, they expect you that they want you to go to work. That's what they're giving that to you. So you work 20 years to pay for a house. By the time that you're 50, you know another thing sets in, and you have complications with your health. You have complications with life, marriage, children, education, everything. If you want to bond a people, give them debt, consumer debt especially. Consumer debt, because it's an instrument to create wealth if you use business. If you use a system, investments, but it's the same thing is an instrument to create slaves and bond servants if you use them for your comfort. So there are things on the continent in Ghana that as a young man, as a young woman, you can pay attention to. You have to look at how easy it is for you to start a business, and you have to be very much hardworking and honest. When you are dealing with anybody, be honest, be straightforward. Because that's how, and you have to be very patient and continue to study, because that is how you become successful here. Don't put the screw so much in your head. And be flexible, be optimistic, and be trusting, and to understand that don't waste all your time trying to condemn and accuse politicians. They are just doing what they know. You think that they went through the same education that you went through. So what makes you think that they're different? A lot of them will give the contract to the foreigner, but to you. You think that he must think differently because he has a different position, not judging by his resource, not by his position. Position is not much. It doesn't mean anything. Tomorrow the president can call me and give me a minister of something. I go there with what I know. The place will not change what I know. As a person, I may get some information, I may get access to some information, but if I don't have the fundamentals right, I will not be able to explain the information that I have access to. So it depends on what the things that I've put in myself. Then they will decide what I see. They will decide what I see. So my name is Opindako. I'm saying that there's a way that the system that we have works, and don't compare it to other systems. It's a different system. It works on its own. It's a system that is coming out of mutilation, out of bondage, out of colonization, out of enslavement. And the institutions that they built from 1948, Bretton Woods institutions that they built, they are still here. IMF and all those. What do you think? You think the IMF will give you a loan and make you go scot-free? No. Look at the embassies that are all in Ghana. Go to Nigeria, is the same. Look at all these people they call investors. What are they? Give Ghana $500 billion or $1 trillion. Give them what? These organizations can easily give these countries big money, the money that they use for nothing. Why don't they give them this money so that they can easily develop? Because the idea is not for you to develop. The idea is for you to come back to them so that they can control you forever. That's the idea. And so if you think that your leaders are equipped, look at their results. And so look at the positive side of our system. It's so easy to do some things, and some other if you're waiting for government to solve all your problems, then you have difficulties. But if you're looking at building something with what you have from the level you are, without trying to transfer all the mechanisms and the models that they use somewhere in the West to doing something here, then you will not judge yourself. Then you will not judge yourself so harshly, because some of them will say that Africa is poor. Africa is not poor. If you use different tools, we are not poor at all. Most of the people you call rich, if they didn't have access to debt, they would not be rich. And most of these countries, if they had not gone everywhere, and if their industries, their companies, their embassies don't continue to extract from a lot of these countries that they subjugated for years, they will not be. Look at all these countries. If you take Africa out, they are nothing. That is true. If you take Africa out, a lot of these things that you see being manufactured will be nothing. So they have built institutions, controls, so that your continent will continue to be down. But our advantage is, if you can wake a lot of our people up to understand these things, then they can still take advantage of the enormous opportunities that we have. Even if those institutions still continue to press our people, we can still build and create a lot of opportunities. So if you're a young man, pay attention. Create something for yourself. The world has never been the same. It continues to change, and there is no way that our world will not be different as Africans. So there's no way we are not going to prosper and develop, especially if you start to give our people different kind of information that will liberate our people and make them strong and make them believe in themselves and make them believe in their continent, make them believe that they can do something and not wait for somebody to come from somewhere to come and help them. And shift your mind in looking at the good things, not all the things that make you sad all the time. The things that make you sad, do something about them. But the things that make you strong, focus them. Share. Nobody has to convince you to believe in yourself and to believe in your people and to believe in your continent. So I want to say thank you very much for taking your time to watch this. Please share the channel with your friends and with your family. Thank you very much for watching.